Imagine being an independent game company working on something that you're very excited about. You pop something into the ether to see what the public think, and those people come. You know who I'm talking about. That group of people that thinks the whole world now revolves around them. The they, them. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. A new game is being developed, like a lot of them are. It's called Knight's Path. It was only brought to my attention just a few days ago because of everything that we're going to discuss today. But let's just learn about it together, shall we? So this is the Steam page for Knight's Path. Step into a story-driven action RPG set in a grounded, low fantasy world inspired by the Holy Roman Empire. Rise from a nobody to a respected knight through hard-earned immersive progression. Master HEMA-inspired combat and explore forests, villages, castles, and the living town of Erenthold. Okay. And if you were to have a look at the tags, RPG, Souls-like, open world. So how does a game like this get itself into trouble with the mob, you know? Believe it or not, it all stemmed from this post here from the Knight's Path team. Introducing Amelie, one of the female characters you can form a romantic relationship with in the game. And they've generated a very pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed lass there. Couple of posts later, they explain that they wanted to create a character that was naturally beautiful, that reflected who she was as a person, I guess. So her inner beauty is reflected through her outer beauty. But as tends to happen with these things, a post came here from Robot Man. Now, I'm pretty convinced, by the way, purely because of the profile and the thumbnail, that this is a shitpost account, a meme account. She, him, pronouns, smash the patriarchy, one tweet at a time, intersectional feminist, anti-capitalist, mum to 3 cats, hex your ex. You know, it all just seems like silly twaddle. Just to shitpost and, just cause a little bit of trouble. So they posted, I hope you'll have some LGBTQ representation in the game. And of course, because the Look a Tough community believe the world revolves around them, it's got 4.4k likes on an account with 12 followers. Very natural indeed. Now, the Knight's Path team decided to respond to it with, we care about gaming and fun, not modern agendas. Well, I mean, they might as well have just slaughtered their sacred cow with that tweet. So the responses are probably as you imagine. I mean, it's a mixed bunch, but obviously when the crazies come out, the crazies come out. Speaking of crazy, Dan Vask there saying wishlisted and QBG with wishlisted. But you don't have to go too far to get straight into the insults. I've looked at your gameplay and it looks horrendous. I bet their gameplay would have looked amazing if they said, yes, it's got gay people in it. I'm just saying. Famously, the anti-agenda crowd don't stick to their word and never properly supports products marketed like this. Your choice, I suppose. Well, I mean, that's pure projection because it's always the people that cry for inclusion and diversity and we want gay representation here and black representation here and race changing and sex changing and femme changing and all this bullshit that never turn up. They don't buy the games flop. They don't watch the TV shows flop. They don't go to the cinema and watch the films flop. So this is nothing shy of projection. You just inadvertently confirmed that you care about a modern agenda. Now, when I don't know the country that the developers come from, but if they are using the term modern agenda, I would assume it means somewhere in the lines of that you're always wanting to shove DEI and ESG into something. You're not saying that gay people never existed in the Middle Ages. I mean, number one, you wouldn't know, because if you came out as gay in the Middle Ages, you'd be fucking killed. Okay? So it was something that was really kept on the DL. But I think they're talking simply about it not getting rammed, not getting, oh, we've got to have inclusion, diversity into absolutely everything. So I think it was fine to say what they said. From a business standpoint, you could have said nothing. They couldn't, but they also decided that they could as well. And that's an important thing as well, is to not stay silent, because silence in the eyes of these people as well means that, well, it means whatever they want it to confirm, okay? So if they stayed silent on, are there any gay people? They'd be like, oh, you never responded, so I guess that's a no. So I guess you're just a bunch of homophobes. We all know the stupid beggar tricks that they play. We all know that the goalposts just get moved whenever it's convenient to whatever it is. So this is why you can never have a genuine conversation or debate or discussion with these people, because they're just disingenuous. They're snakes, they're disingenuous, and they'll always remain so. So to cow down to them, to say, okay, yes, we're going to do it, the people who were decrying it for not having it wouldn't even buy your game anyway. They wouldn't touch it. All they would do is be like, great, we got another one to capitulate. We got another one to fall down to our agenda. Job done. Move on to the next. They don't care. They don't give two shits. But before I move on, I just want to give you one of my personal favorite takes. Just because you're a medieval game doesn't mean you're forced to have these conservative slop takes. So being a heterosexual in a video game is a conservative slop take? What is wrong with these people? Well, we know, but, you know. Now, whereas we've seen a lot of people, a lot of companies, I should say, bowing down to the masses, bowing down to the mob, because this is what it is. It's a pitchfork mob of pathetic people. They stood their ground, and on the 24th of January, which was on Saturday, just gone, they announced that they now have had 100,000 people wishlist their game on Steam in just 16 days. But it doesn't stop there, because only a few days later, bang, 18 hours ago, they announced that they now have 200,000 people wishlisted their game on Steam. So it's gone up, what we on now, the 28th? In 4 days, another 100,000. And a lot of that, I think, is a show of support for a company that stood its ground, that says, look, they just wanted to create a game with a fantasy setting, low fantasy, even though it's got dragons in, they still wanted it to have that medieval grit about it by the looks of it, where their main character was a straight man who could form romantic relationships with other women. This isn't odd stuff. They're not doing anything outside of the box. So when you say, do you have gay people or LGBT representation, and they say no, it's because you weren't part of the plan. And you don't have to be part of the plan. Nobody has to create a video game and say, right, well, we must include this, that, or the other. They can be as discriminatory as they wish, and I use discriminatory in its true form. I know it scares a lot of people, that term nowadays, but you can say, no, we don't want this and we don't want that. It doesn't fit with what we are trying to do. It doesn't fit with our vision. And the fact that so many of these vocal people got mad because they felt more likely than not that they didn't have any power or control here, because that's ultimately what these things tend to boil down to: power and control over somebody, making them bow down and accept the indoctrination. No. That's what's got them mad. They were never looking to buy this game in the first place, most likely. The only reason why it turned up on their radar was because of the representation aspect of it. It's crazy. Ultimately, people will turn out for this game if it's a good game, not because it has a straight protagonist or a gay protagonist. They'll turn out for this game because it's good. It's got a fun gameplay loop, good combat, great exploration, good character development, etc. That's what people are looking for, ultimately. That's what gamers are looking for, not activists, not drama queens, gamers. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a great world to immerse themselves in, plenty to explore, caves, villages, etc. Plenty of change in armor, weaponry, character development, etc. That's what will ultimately make this game a success or a failure. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. And I'd like them to do well. And I'd like them to do well purely because at least they've shown they've got some stones, which is a lot more than a lot of the AAA gaming industry have nowadays. But there again, the AAA gaming industry is consumed by these activists. So it would never be an issue for them in the first place. So well done on 200,000 wish lists. Let's see how much of that converts into sales once people start to see the game, maybe a demo, or I don't know. But fingers crossed that something develops for these boys and girls and they do good. So I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Goodbye, Baloo.